Potentiometers and rheostats are both very similar. There's a lot of confusion between them. So let's take a close look to see what the differences between them are. If we look inside to see how the two components work, we'll see that they're actually very similar. They both have a resistor material that's connected to the input and a wiper arm that drags across it when you turn the dial. A rheostat has only those two connections, but a potentiometer has another at the end of the resistor material. The terminal at the end is designed to connect to the ground. This creates a parallel section of the circuit which divides the power. Because of this division, it's often called a voltage divider. You can see the difference in the terminals on the electrical symbols too. A rheostat has two connections, a potentiometer has three. Let's go ahead and build a circuit to see how the potentiometer works. We'll use the motor and control the speed with the potentiometer. Start, of course, with the battery and connect it to the potentiometer terminals for ground and power, of course, using the correct wire colors. We can now connect the motor to the wiper and then back to ground using the same color wires for each side. Using the dial, we can change the speed of the motor and make it slower or bring the speed back up to what it was before. You might notice that we can't make the motor faster than it is when we connect it directly to the battery. That's because the potentiometer can only decrease the voltage going to the motor, but it can't add any more volts than the 3.7 coming from the battery. Now let's go ahead and replace that motor with an LED. We can control the brightness of the LED the exact same way. Just turn the dial left and right. Next up, we're going to connect our potentiometer as a rheostat. Before doing that, we're going to turn the brightness of our LED down so it just turns off. Now that we've got that LED barely off, let's go ahead and connect this as a rheostat. To do this, we're going to disconnect the return wire from the potentiometer, and we're going to bypass that potentiometer using the wire in place of it. The potentiometer will go ahead and flip around, and we'll just connect those two terminals on the power side. If you look closely before touching that dial, you should see that that LED is powered on even without touching it. And that's because the power is distributed differently when it's connected as a rheostat instead of a potentiometer. This gives our electricity only one path to go that can be controlled using this dial.